Hello and welcome back to Overbooked. It's Amanda, and today I'm going to be reviewing the book The Whisper Network by Chandler Baker. So The Whisper Network is about three friends who are very close, and they work at this athletic company, and there are lawyers there, and they've been there for a very long time. They've been friends for a long time, and they share everything with each other. They share career advice, relationship advice. They've been through everything together. And when their current CEO dies, the next guy in line, Ames, is considered to be the next CEO, and there's a lot of whispers going on around this guy, and suddenly there's a list that emerged called the Bad Men List, and it's this whole spreadsheet, and it's a list of men who have done bad things, questionable things, and just kind of warning other women. When there's a new female that starts working at the office and Ames is targeting her, maybe not, the women decide that they want to start doing something and start standing up. So throughout the book, there's like mystery, who actually did it, what's going on, and it's just like really cool. It has like a lot of like Big Little Lies feels. I think it's a really timely book, especially in the era of Me Too. I also think it's very relatable for myself and probably a lot of other women out there who work in an office, who work with males on a daily basis, and if you're just female in general and you have to walk around on this planet, it's really relatable. In my August TBR video, I mentioned that there were some things that I didn't like about this book, and so I'm just gonna start with those, get the bad stuff out of the way, and then I'll talk about what I really liked. Straight up, I thought this book was super white. There's the two out of the three best friends are white and very rich, very wealthy. The third best friend is Hispanic, and there's also a cleaning lady who is Hispanic who befriends Artie, the third best friend, and they form a connection, and Artie actually helps tutor her son, and it's just wasn't enough for me. I didn't get a vibe that there was a lot of other women of color in this office. I just assumed everybody else was white, which maybe is me being white and just picturing white people, but I just didn't see a lot of diversity and different backgrounds in this book. Even just like the background or your wealth status, I guess, was all the same, which I guess I can't be surprised because they all work at a very successful athletic company and they're all lawyers. So whatever. I guess I would have liked to know, oh, like I had to fight tooth and nail for this job, and I suffered, like I took out a ton of student loans to get through law school, like I was born into the lower class or something. I don't know, some struggle story there. I didn't see a lot of representation in this book. Another thing that really just kind of bothered me was the book kind of dragged at parts. It's supposed to be a thriller. It's supposed to be this really high intense mystery. And there was times where I was just like, can I like get to the point here? What's going on? So it was kind of disappointing in that aspect. It was pretty easy to set down during those parts, but I will say, once you get to an actually really exciting part, you're like, wow, this is really good. So you just gotta get to those parts. What did I love about this book? So what I really liked about this book was her subtle nod to women everywhere. She gives a lot of timely examples of what women have to go through every single day interacting with the male species. So in a lot of chapters, she kind of starts off, and it's no particular person is talking. It's just kind of like inner thoughts of probably every female that has ever lived. I'm going to try to read some of this. There were men in the office. They worked at desks alongside us. They populated the human resources department, accounting, compliance, and information technology. They worked above us and below us. But there was an invisible separation between the men and us. So we found each other. If the workplace was the traditional purview of the old boys club, we responded by forming a secret sorority. We recognized the secret handshake. We saw each other as sisters in arms. Of course, let's not forget the good men, the ones who laughed at our jokes and asked our drafting advice, who didn't think of motherhood as a handicap, who had wives that worked hour-intensive jobs, who handled their half of the housework, who were happily married or gay. They didn't open meetings by complaining about female cast movie reboots. this happens, or ask us to take just one call during our maternity leaves. But even the good ones, especially the good ones, pretended not to notice the lines, how much more deference they earned on the phone for having a male voice, or how their height and stature and morning stubble gave an authoritative weight to their ideas that ours never had. If brought to their attention, the good ones would wave off observations with humble embarrassment and tell us how much smarter and better we were than them. They were our colleagues, and some were even our friends. But these lines did exist, and not only in our heads, no matter how expertly we pretended to be cool with dirty jokes, how convincingly we proved to be comfortable with confrontation without being confrontational. Okay, so I think I found a really good chapter that I think I would like to actually read. None of us had time. For anything, it seemed. If time was currency, we were all going broke. Sometimes we see a book hit the New York Times bestseller list with a promising title like I Know How She Does It, or Overwhelmed. For a few weeks, we'd pass it between us trying to use the advice like a trendy new diet plan. But for all of us, there were, how do the pundits put it, institutional roadblocks. First, we were working with less time than the men in our office. That was just a fact. 30 minutes to blow dry our hair in the morning, 10 minutes to straighten and curl it, 15 for makeup, 3 minutes for jewelry, 16 minutes to pick out an outfit, 45 minutes of cardio in the evening, followed by the occasional 15 minutes of abdominal work. If you think we're making this up, we suggest a quick search through the staff profile pictures on the company website to see what we mean. There were economies of scale too. Time was a finite resource, so who should get the most of it? Those of us who were moms had the most compelling argument. Consider the children. But what about the rest? We sat in our office, listening to the tick of our biological clocks as they counted out every missed date, missed chance encounter, missed opportunity to meet someone with whom we might actually want to become a mother. And then the bait and switch. If we did become wives and mothers, the value of our time increased as the amount plummeted. These were not fixed cost deductions. Maybe we just decided to forego the Christmas card, photos of tartan-clad children and not have kids at all. But too often that felt like a choice for career and career only. A tactic decision to forfeit our free time at the door, please and thank you. Someone should teach a graduate course on the intricacies of our time. We wonder perhaps Shonda Rhimes is available? I don't know, there was just like fun little things like that throughout the book, and I was just kind of like super relatable, and I think about that stuff all the time. I personally don't take forever to get ready. I do a messy bun every morning and I throw together their outfit, but I have experience doing that. In high school, I've done that. You know, if I really want to nail an interview, if I have a big day at work, or if you're just somebody who likes to put that effort in and you want to do that, that's great. But also there's careers that you have to do that. And I feel like in this law firm these women work at, it was necessary. I think women have this whole pressure that you have to look nice, otherwise you're not going to be taken seriously. And I think it's BS. And I think it's fucking total bullshit that we have to be judged on how we look. But that's why we feel so much pressure to do this. That's why when I go in for an interview, I know there's no way I would ever go into an interview with no makeup, didn't do my hair, that I'm not wearing a nice outfit, that I don't smell good, that I am not pleasant. It's just like, I feel like women are so based on their looks that it's hard to avoid. Anyways, rant on. But there was just like a lot of stuff like that throughout the book. There was this part where one of the characters is in her office and the boss at Ames, who is trying to take the CEO position, is in there and he's being fucking rude as shit, and she's kind of like serving him back a little bit, but not really. And then he gets kind of cranky and she's like, in her head, she's like, okay, just give him a very warm smile, give him some reassurance, and then he'll be okay. And she does that and he's fine. And you guys, I do this all the time. Like with my male coworkers, if I notice that they're getting upset, I will just reel it back and give them a nice little smile, reassure them that everything's okay. I was kidding, we're okay. I'll make sure to get this job done, and then everything's okay, which is fucking stupid. I think that the book had just a lot of stuff going on and that was really fun and interesting and twisty, and I really think that it was just a really good book to read during this time. I just think this book was so timely, so well timed, it couldn't be better. There's so many women who deal with this stuff on a daily basis, at work, at school, just, you know, at the grocery store. It sucks. I really recommend this book. Despite the things that I didn't like about it, I thought it was really good. It was really well written. I thought it was suspenseful. I was completely surprised at the end of the book, which for me is really good because I think if you can figure out what's happening in a book or in a thriller or mystery book, the book's probably not great. And I couldn't figure it out, and it was shocking at the end. So I really highly recommend that you read this book. And if you do, please let me know what you think. Again, if you don't agree with me on anything, or if you didn't love this book, or if you loved it, hated it, wanted to throw it out the window, I want to know. Like, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I thought this was a really great pick for Reese Witherspoon. I felt like the last couple picks have been kind of slow, so really enjoyed this, and I am going to return it to the library today before I get a late fee. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I put out videos every week, and I'm trying to be putting out more and more videos a week, so make sure you stay tuned, and I will see you guys next week.